Howdy, I'm John Mark Dempsey, and once again we are joined for a second cup of coffee with Ronnie Wilson. And Ronnie is, of course, Hopkins County Master Gardener, and we learn a lot of things that we wouldn't know otherwise from Ronnie. We're going to talk about various aspects of water and watering this time, but before we do that, to make sure we have enough time, we don't forget about it, Ronnie wanted to talk about the fact that the Master Gardeners are meeting again soon.
Yes, our next meeting is July 25th at 10 o'clock in the morning.
That's a Thursday.
That's a Thursday at the AgriLife Extension Office, 1200 Houston Street. Mm-hmm. It's a small building right in front of the Hopkins County Civic Center.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And how often do you meet?
Once a month.
You do meet once a month?
The fourth Thursday of every month.
So the thing is that if someone wanted to become a Master Gardener, it'd be a great idea for them to attend one of these meetings, but then there's some training and some qualification that is necessary.
Right. If anybody's interested, just show up to a meeting, see what we're all about, and you can be an associate member, for up to a year until the next training cycle starts. You go through the training, then you become a full-fledged Master Gardener.
Yeah. When is the training? When's the next time that you have training?
I think it happens twice a year. Usually once in the fall, and I believe there's another one in the spring.
Okay, so I would have guessed coming up in the fall would be an opportunity.
I think so.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Okay, so 10 a.m. Thursday, July 25th at the AgriLife Extension office.
And anybody wants information, the phone number is 903-885-3443.
Give it one more time.
903-885-3443.
Okay, great.
And don't be intimidated by the term Master Gardener. We had at our last meeting, Major Willis, one of our Master Gardeners, said he thought people were intimidated by that, but all you have to do is go by any of our houses and see the number of dead plants around. So we're looking for people that are interested in gardening and plants, enjoy learning about gardening and plants, and then might enjoy sharing that knowledge and helping others with plants.
Okay, great. Well, I hope you have some folks come out. And how many Master Gardeners are there?
Right now, I think we have 8.
Okay, so you could use some.
So
more.
it's a small group.
Okay,
yeah.
Let's talk about various aspects of water, and we might carry this over to the next conversation too, Ronnie. Some fascinating general points you make here about water, and the first is that I was going to bring up is that if I can find it here, I'm not finding it, but I remember it. Oh yeah, here. We have the same amount of water on Earth as we have ever had.
Amazing, isn't it? Yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah. Well, water is the ultimate recyclable substance. Just a few days ago, we had precipitation. Mm. After precipitation becomes evaporation, where the water changes into a vapor and goes back up into the atmosphere. When it reaches the cooler temperatures, it condenses, condensation, and returns to precipitation. So the cycle is complete.
And the same water exists now that existed the first day of
it's kind of like real estate. They're not making any more of it.
Well, that's another great comparison there. And we only have 3% of the Earth's surface, or 3% of the Earth's water is fresh water.
Yes, 97% of all the water on the globe is salt water. And that leaves 3% for us. And of that 3%, 70% of that is tied up in the polar ice caps or deep underground. So that leaves about 1%. And of the 1% fresh water, lakes, rivers, streams, ponds, whatever, 70% of that's used for agriculture. So there's a tiny fragment that we use for bathing and cooking and drinking.
That's a sobering thought, isn't it?
It is. It really is.
We really need to get, this is off the subject somewhat, but we really need to get to work on desalination to a greater extent. I'm surprised that's not more of a topic.
Well, it's a big process and it has little results. And, you know, in the Middle East, they have desalinization plants.
I see.
But it's a lot of work for very little
I
water.
see. All right, great. Well, as I say, we're probably going to need to continue this conversation in another visit. But when you talk about watering plants, it's really quite an art, isn't it? I mean, either too dry or too wet is
right.
Obviously a problem.
Yeah. When people ask questions about watering, my stock answer, and I think most master gardeners' stock answer would be, it depends.
Right.
It depends on the plant. Each plant has different needs. It depends on the soil. It depends on how long it was since you last watered. So generally, moist soil is best.
Mm-hmm.
You know, succulents, cactus, and things, they like it drier, whereas you know, pecan trees like a little more
mm-hmm.
water.
Mm-hmm.
So it just depends. If you know your plant and you've got some idea what type of soil you have, if you have sandy soil, the water's going to drain straight through. Hopkins County, we have a lot of clay in the soil, so the water tends
mm-hmm.
to sit a little more.
Mm-hmm.
So trial and error, master gardeners do that all the time.
We're going to continue this conversation.
Okay.
Next time, there's a lot more to talk about, so we'll pick it up where we left off. We're talking with Ronnie Wilson, Hopkins County Master Gardener. I'm John Mark Dempsey. This is KSST.